Here we go.
I'm gonna try to make this a quick video because I am late on the subject, but I gotta chime in on this. Dove, Epic Games, Unreal Engine, and a group called Women in Gaming put out an ad with an accompanying press release. Now I can't play the ad in its entirety because that'll get a copyright claim, so I'll try to play bits and pieces just so you can get the gist of what I'm talking about. Here it is. So there you have it, a built bad broad accepting her obese truth. She works as a fit video game character on camera, when in reality she's a big woman in disguise. And it came out with this press release.
Dove takes a stand against overly sexualized women in video games, with Epic Games' Unreal Engine education team and Women in Gaming, eliminating stereotypes and to build young players' self-esteem and body confidence.
Oh, boring.
Now, if you're familiar with Epic Games, you remember they came up with this diversity chart, so you know they've been down this wrong path for a while now. It just lets you know the bullshit they're on. So my first thoughts after seeing this was, who are they making this for? High cholesterol female representation in gaming? Who's asking for this? Now, according to Dove, the campaign was inspired by a study that says 60% of girls and women feel underrepresented in gaming, and a third says it impacts their self-esteem. So, okay, they're doing it for women. Then the next question I asked is, how many women are actually gamers? So I looked at the demographics to see the breakdown to male to female gamers, to see if there's really a market for what they're pushing, and I was shocked by my findings. I found a lot of articles claiming there were almost as many female gamers as there were males.
Wait a minute!
And I thought, this can't be right. I know the overwhelming majority have to be males, because that's been my anecdotal experience. I have a decent Facebook following that's about half male, half female. And whenever I make a post referencing video games, very few women respond. The same thing in real life. I can count on my hands the times I've met a female gamer in person. So there's no way they're close to half of the gaming market. Then I started looking at their methodology to see what they consider gaming. What games are women actually playing? And that's when the truth came out. The majority of gamers are 61% male, with 39% being female, which isn't half, but it's not bad. That's still a substantial amount of female gamers. But 80% of that 39% of women who play games, of women they call gamers, are playing puzzle games. So they're playing things like Words with Friends, Candy Crush, and Angry Birds. They're not playing Call of Duty, NBA 2K, Madden, Resident Evil, Street Fighter, or Elden Ring. So 80% of that 39% are not actual gamers. To put that in perspective, let's say you have 100 gamers in a room and 39 of them are women. And of that 39, 82 are playing puzzle games. You know, that garbage you find in the mobile app stores. That means 7 out of 100 gamers are women who actually play regular video games. Games similar to the one you see being featured in the ad. So they're doing all of this for a niche market, seeking to overhaul the entire gaming industry to appease a sliver within a sliver. Then I went to their YouTube channel to see what people are saying in response to this. And right off the bat, I noticed the comments were shut off. Now that means one of two things. That means they were never on, because they were anticipating negative feedback, they knew from the beginning it was a bad idea, or they were shut off after receiving a bunch of poor feedback. Either way is terrible. Then I see that it had 21,000 views, but only 116 likes to 2,700 dislikes. Well, no wonder the comments are shut off. I'm sure they were a cesspool of trolling and negative responses. So not only are people not asking for this, they don't want it. They hate it. This is Bud Light and Dylan Mulvaney all over again. This is some outside group trying to push a narrative for a demographic that does not exist. Because no one is saying to themselves, man, this game would be a lot better if I could play as a beauty-challenged big woman. That's what they think 7% of the gaming market is looking for. And it's stupid. So to answer the question, nobody. They're making this for no one. This is the work of some overeducated blue-haired fop that has a problem with men and the women they find attractive. They're doing this for feminists because mainstream women, real women, especially those that game, don't care about this. They like things the way that they are, not the way some activist thinks they should be. This is a solution for a problem that has never existed. Now, the reason why I'm talking about this is because it calls into question the legitimacy of their stats, the data that they often point to that legitimizes their reason for doing this. For example, Dove, Epic Games, Unreal Engine, and Women in Gaming claim they're doing this because women don't feel represented in the gaming industry. And that's supposed to be a bad thing because, according to their mainstream data, 40 to 50% of gamers are women. When you examine what they consider gamers, we see that they are including women that play mobile games, and those aren't really gamers. You see, there's a massive difference between someone who spends 10 to 20 hours a week on a gaming rig or a PlayStation 5 versus someone who's playing mobile puzzle games on their phone. Those are not the same people. And I guarantee you, people who play puzzle games on their phone don't call themselves gamers. Yet here they are trying to overhaul the entire industry for a demographic that doesn't exist in any substantial way. Street Fighter 6 drops in about 2 weeks, and I promise you, 50% of the people lining up to buy the game or download it digitally are not women wishing there were obese positive characters. And I bet you the same muckery is at play in other areas. The NFL, MCU, and ESPN, as well as the NBA, organizations that have been traditionally male-serving, now cater to the needs of women at the expense of their male fan base. It's why Marvel, for example, justifies replacing She-Hulk, Black Panther, Iron Man, and Hawkeye with women, why Loki, Thor, and Ant-Man were upstaged by female characters in their own projects. Now, they'll also tell you it's because 40 to 50% of their consumer base is female, even though the numbers have never bared that out. And we know this because of the radical changes they've made in favor of women in the MCU have been one consistent failure after another. They've lost major profits. So the money tells a different story, which is the only story that matters. So they're sabotaging their products to appease a fringe group of feminists claiming to represent the mythical 40 to 50% of their fan base. So why are they doing it? Why are they listening to them? Why are these brands hell-bent on alienating their male fan base in favor of women who don't watch or consume their product? And I think there are two reasons. One is a theory I've often heard stated by Eric July, Young Ripper 59. They don't like you. They don't like their fan base. The people that are currently in charge of these projects are not the same as the people that created and grew the market for them. Today, they're a bunch of activists that hate the product and the fans who consume it. She-Hulk is a great example of this. Showrunner Jessica Gao, who never read the comic, as well as other staffers and cast members have admitted as much. The entire series was an editorial against Marvel's male fan base. But my theory is, they don't like men having their own spaces. You see, feminism is mainstream in Western culture, and its purpose is not only to empower women, but to pacify men. And that means removing all forms of masculine expression from the culture. And the way they do that is by demanding female inclusion in everything men do. This is why the NBA, NFL, ESPN, and MCU, as well as the gaming industry, industries and entertainment mediums that have traditionally been centered around men now lean feminine. You see, they don't like the idea of anything that promotes what they call toxic masculinity. And when you ask them what they mean by toxic masculinity, you'll find that it's anything that is not feminine. And I see this anecdotally in the media I follow. Aside from being a culture and entertainment media critic, I'm also an advocate of men's rights from a black masculine perspective. And I follow a lot of RP, or what is considered man-centered content. And I see the way black feminists unfavorably react to it. You see, all my life they've had this one-sided discussion where black men have been disparaged in the media without rebuttal. We just had to take it. But these same women that have teed off on us for decades are now losing their minds because we are now able to rebut their claims. And keep in mind, we've only been doing this for about 2 to 3 years in comparison to their 4 to 5 decades. And it's primarily on YouTube. They still have all of mainstream media to get their wrong information out. And I also see it as an anime fan, which is the only form of entertainment media that has not been infected by Western culture. You see, as Hollywood has gone woke, it has exploded in popularity. And for the past 5 to 7 years, there's been an attempt to destroy it. And at first they tried to use shaming tactics against those who watch it. Then they tried to censor it. Now they're attempting to co-opt it. But Japan, to its credit, has stood firm. They will not allow Western influences to change what they do, which is why you've seen Netflix produce these awful Americanized adaptations on their platform. But I say all of that to say this: they don't want men to have anything to themselves, which is why they push these fake numbers and use them as an excuse to push feminist agendas in male-dominated media. Anyway, that's all I have to say about it. What do you have to say about it? Leave a comment in the comment section and let's have a conversation. Okay, so you've heard me say this a million times. So if you like this video, please give it a like and leave a comment in the comments section and share the link on your social media platforms. And if you are new to my channel, please subscribe and turn on that notification bell. That way you'll get alerts every time I upload new content. This is the Layman's Journal. Thanks for stopping by. I'm out.
Hell! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
And while I do appreciate you sharing, subbing, and leaving comments, I'm going to ask that you take another step further in keeping the channel going. I set up a membership plan for those of you who would like to offer further support in the development of this channel. It's not anything expensive or special. I'm just asking for 99 cents a month, which is enough for me to continue doing the work that I do here.
Help me! Help me! Help me!
In the future, there will be additional tiers with added benefits, but for right now, I just need your support so that I can cover basic costs. So please, sign up so I can continue bringing you awesome content. This is the Layman's Journal. I'm out.